Hi there, welcome back, and thanks a lot for staying with us here on Prime On. And it's a Friday. We've had so much to talk about. We still have a few things to digest before we take leave of you. I'm sure you enjoyed Do It Yourself, and next week Friday you're going to tune in for another exciting, experience when it comes to that. All right, so we're getting into our entertainment here on the show, and today we're looking at the Africa Cinema Summit. It happened from Monday to Wednesday, and it's all geared towards making sure that we have a good cinema, interest in terms of how our culture, in terms of cinema, has been over the period. The conversation started last year. The second edition was to push that narrative and storytelling, the media, and everybody that is involved to ensure that we make it even better. And so we're here to take a look at it. Rosalind?
Yeah, before we take a look at it, actually, tomorrow there's a fantastic event happening. Now, if you were a Christian, then you need to do this, because you know what? I always say that the secular musicians and the secular dance act are taking over. But it's about time, guys, you also get to enjoy this one. Now, there is actually the Praise Dance Concert, which is happening tomorrow at the PIWC Atomic. It says exactly 2 p.m. and it's free of charge. Yes, you heard it, free of charge. Let's go there, put on our dancing shoes and have some fun. Now, if you are wondering who will be performing, maybe, you want to be there, but you feel like it's just going to be dance, worry no about, because we have some performances. Perez Music will be there, Scott Evans will be there, Kobe Sam will be there, and of course, the rap god of gospel music, King's Kid, will also be there. So it's definitely going to be one great event tomorrow, and it's free of charge. Young ones, go do what you love for Christ. That's the beautiful part of it.
The Gen Zs,
The Gen Zs.
Okay, so yeah, the Gen Zs, we're inviting you. Come through, let's have a good time together. And I will be there. I'll be Gen Z, so I'll be there.
You'll be there?
Yeah, I got to be there.
But you see, the way I love to dance, I will not miss this for a thing. And the fact that it's free, wow, oh my gosh. Tomorrow, 2 p.m., PIWC Atomic. All right, so like Kevin just said, I'm a film person. I think I've featured
done stage.
I've done stage. On stage, I can't count the number of times I've been on stage. But for movies, I think I've done just about 4 or 5 movies. Last year, I was in a movie, Till Death Do Us Part by Kobe Rana. This year, he's called me like 1,001 times. I haven't honored it yet. I'm still thinking whether I should honor it or not.
We'll go and beg him.
We'll see. The year's almost out, but we'll see. But hey, Ghana movie is an industry that we need to make sure that it thrives. We tell a lot of stories through our movies. Yesterday, we were talking about a movie that growing up we watched, and so we're scared of Galamsey. Akacha ni Akata. Do you remember that movie?
Yep.
I told you so. Another storyline that made us who we are today, because we knew that we're not supposed to chase after money. The young ladies. What's happening to our movie industry now?
It's not been, in terms of our cinema life, it's not been really good. Back in the day, you'd have people sit down, and then they put the VHS and you start watching every house, they collect money and all of that, moved into cinemas where when the Silver Best was new, we loved it. Got to a point in time, people now started getting fed up, because those times, you see almost everybody at the cinemas at the Silver Beds, celebrities and everybody, but now it's not like that. So we're looking at how we can even make it better. Kwame Dazi is here with us, Showbiz A to Z host. He was also one of the panel that showed up for the Africa Cinema Summit, and he was in the set of Peace Hyde, and okay. Bismarck Odumes, NFA consultant, also joined us this morning as well. Charlie, congratulations to you and the team. I think you guys have done a good job. 3 days back to back. The last day was for screening movies at the Silver Beds, and this is the second edition. I know a lot of work goes into it, but congratulations to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's been a long journey, especially putting this together since last year. And then this year has been also another amazing one. Like you said, we need to really work together to make the industry better. Of course, clearly, if you look around, you realize that we can do better in our movie industry. And that's why in 2016, an act was passed for us to officially set up an authority like the NFA to have the oversight responsibility over our movie industry. So we started our operations in December 2019. And, you know, when we started, one of the things that we realized is that, you know, clearly all the filmmakers, everyone is looking at how can we push our movie industry there. But one thing that we always don't look at it is the fact that after you produce the movie, there should be a market for you. You should understand the business of the market. You should know how to do it well so that you will not come back and say the movie industry is not creative. We have a lot of creatives, a lot of them. Like she said, she has been on stage. She's been on set. Now, why would she not be there? Except personally, she doesn't want to be there. But if it's that creative, she will not be here.
No,
But this time...
For me, I think I'll answer to that. It's more of the storylines for me.
Great.
Which also forms part of
the cinema.
My reason for staying away is because I feel that we are doing too many sexually exploited movies and we are not concentrating on the message.
Great.
Growing up, we saw movies that was message-based. We are not doing that anymore.
Great.
Now, even the ending doesn't tell a story.
Good. So that it boils down to what we're trying to do. So we decided that, okay, now let's do what we call the cinema development agenda. And it has 3 objectives. 1, to bring investment into our local cinema infrastructure. And when we are talking about investment, it's about capacity building. You know, Ghana, we are competing with global practitioners. They need to understand what time it is. They need to understand how to do it and do it well. They need to understand the scripting, the storytelling. We don't need to look at people's story and try to change it and adapt it just because we feel that we have to tell a story. We need to understand our story and tell it well. Like we were mentioning names like Akacha and all those stories, Love Brewed in the
African Pop.
all these are beautiful stories. And we have a lot of stories as Africans. But we need to draw our filmmakers' attention to that. And that's bringing, and if that happens, the investment will definitely come in there. And also making sure that we promote our movies outside the shores of our country. Now we are all audience watching content from other countries. If I tell you the last movie we watched, I can say that about the last 3 movies we watched, about 2 of them will be foreign movies. So the entire Africa, more or less, we have become audience to people's content. So what about our own content? And we need to also show the world our narrative. If we allow them to tell us our story, they will tell us the way that suits them.
Yeah.
So we have to tell our own story. So that's the second objective. And the third objective is to build the cinema-going culture. You know, and that's what brings money to the film producers. That's what will keep them in business. That's what will make them stay. Because if you produce the movie, you know, times have changed. Those days, the cinema, we don't even have TV. So you would have to go and wait at someone's window for the person to open the curtain and for you to see something there. The entire community will be gathered behind someone's window. And the best you can get was that wooden kind of cinema where we go and watch the Chinese and the Indian movies. And that one, if you don't have money, you have to find the holes in between the woods and peep it from there. You equally enjoy it as those inside, you know. And that was our cinema, you know, because we didn't even have, how many movies were produced then? Then it moved to now everyone having his own TV, the piano called the CD kind of thing. Even in your own bedroom, you have TV in the hall, you have TV in your children's room, you have TV in your own room. So that kind of cinema, communal way of watching is gone. But now, that is what is bringing money to the producers. So if you produce, now, initially, Ghanaians and most of the filmmakers, what they know about is you produce the movie, you put it on CD, and you sell. When we were in Kumasi, Jacko and Miracle Films, and I was part of it. If you sell, those days it was 5 CDs. If you sell 50,000 copies, you know that you are gone, and you're waiting for your next movie. But now it's not only about selling copies. It's about understanding the distribution channels.
Now, let me bring Kwame Daze in. Kwame, you know, for you, you're an industry person. People will say that music, Ghana music has sold very well. It used to be our movies. Our movies were number one. Before, you know, now it's now music. What can we do to revive it? I know the summit is a good one, but I'm not seeing too many industry or filmmakers at this particular summit
It was part of the conversation.
Yes, too many
the
years.
media itself.
Too many years. I think this is a very broad discussion, and I love the angle you're coming from, because over the years, we've spoken about what to do, and it's been the same narrative. Yeah. I think NFA stepping in and making some steps is something that we should all commend them for, because from the beginning, they've shown that they have the industry at heart, and to salvage us from this situation, we need to do certain things. Now, I've been monitoring their proceedings. I've seen, for example, the presidential film pitch series that you started, where you wanted to give some funding to some films. Just about 2 months ago, you gave some 3 movies 90,000 euros
That's nice.
to help their productions. And then I've also heard you talk about some script bank, which is also to encourage people to write good scripts and all that. Now, these are things that the NFA, which is an arm of government, is doing. What about the individuals? What about corporate Ghana? What about the media? What about people who have interest in the film industry? To me, it's a collective fight that we need to wage now. And that stems from the fact that I have actually seen that most people are pushing the narrative that the film industry in Ghana is dead. And I have heard this from people who are now acting, they are playing roles in certain movies, but they still say the industry is dead. So I ask them, why is it dead? And then they tell you, because you don't get returns, you don't get enough, investment and all that. But is it really dead? Peter Sedufia is producing movies as we speak now. Peter, I even learned he's in Nigeria doing some production.
Yeah,
you were there
one night only. Yeah, it will be out in December.
His works are usually on Netflix as well. He has distribution.
KTK and all of that.
Yes.
All those movies,
Yes, Olympia Canal and all that.
No.
So I think that some people are doing the right things together, but there are others who are still struggling to be there. Why? One, if it is investment, who is putting the money into the investment? Is the government? The last time I spoke to King Ampao of Kokrentumi Road to Akrafi, he told me that even though during his days they had funding from certain international companies or international organizations, he doesn't think the government has a sole right to invest in movies. And he explained, according to him, he thinks that government can only create an environment, like maybe tax incentives. Maybe enable them if they are importing equipment from outside into the country to bring them production. Give them some tax rebate. That will empower them. But he is wondering if government can give every filmmaker an amount of money to do production, because it costs so much to produce one good movie. During the COVID time, government gave some incentives, or let's say monies, to creative industry people. And people had just about 2,000 Ghana cedis. And that is just to cushion you for the period. But to produce your works, you can't. So I believe that when we talk about investment and funding from government, government has a role to play. Maybe government can collaborate with other private organizations to do the funding. But we can't always bank our hopes on government when it comes to funding. The best they can do is to collaborate with all the people that you collaborate with, or maybe private individuals come to merge with other people to do that. But the most crucial thing that we should be thinking about is the environment. Do we have a conducive environment, tax regimes to help these people? That is one. Then policy. We have a culture policy. We have legislation. We have the Act 935, which is for NFA. And we have other policies like the Creative Industry Act as well, which is to help us tell our African stories so well. Rosalie was talking about the storylines of the movies that we produce. You ask yourself, if we are talking about producing proper stories and telling our stories, do we situate this in the African or the Ghanaian perspective? Do we do that? If no, who is regulating that? The culture policy, which was put together in 2004, which is being reviewed currently, talks about we promoting what is Ghanaian. Are we doing that?
So you see, Kwame, for me, that one in particular, I think that there's an audience for every storyline you produce. However, there should be a message in your storyline. And I think that is what we are missing. Countless times I've had conversations with people who watch movies and say, oh, I watched this movie and
there's nothing in it.
There's nothing in it. I didn't like the ending. I didn't like this. But back in the day, when you watch a movie, you finish and you sit back. I think there was a Miyari Mabodam, a movie like that. You sit back, you sit down with your friends and you're like, hey, and this happened and that happened. Because you are learning something. But now the movies that are produced, it's not even about the cultural aspect of it, but it's about the message. We lose our message.
The orientation in terms of the message, the picture quality, everything that goes into the production.
Because you see, people always cite Kumawood movies. And when we're talking about original Ghanaian content, they usually mention them because they give us the typical Ghanaian.
Unfortunately, we couldn't sustain that.
Yes.
But
with them also, people have cited as reasons sometimes they feel uncomfortable watching them, you know, sometimes.
The language.
Not even the language.
Is it insult?
Subtitle, the insults, the storyline properly, you know, because they usually don't do things in a structured way. It's off the cuff. You know,
they tell the real stories of ours.
I agree. They have the setting and everything to depict that. But do they really employ the technicalities into the production? Do they have the good pictures? Do they have all the things that a filmmaker would term as quality? So most people have said that it doesn't really matter which language you are doing that in. Azali by Kwabena Jansa was being considered for Oscars. You remember about 4 or 5 years ago. And that movie is not in English. Azali is not in English. But if you watch the movie, you watch is it the pictures? Is it the setting? Is it the storyline? Fantastic. So I think that it comes back to what Rosalie said. See, the quality of the production matters. It's a chicken and egg situation, give and take. The people are looking forward to watching quality movies. So if you give it to them, they give you back.
They give it back to you.
Yeah, and that's what we are saying. You know, those days, we didn't have many options. So the cantata, the can drama, and all that, we did a storyline. You can even predict the end from there. But we were not exposed to so much quality, because like I said, we didn't even have a lot of TVs around. But now, we have a lot of options, like you are saying. You go on your phone and you're watching content, quality content from different, and that's the competition we are in as a country. We are competing for audience with all these people. And so quality is key. And that's what Peter said when he was during our panel. He said that just produce the movie and make sure that you are producing quality. It doesn't matter whether it's in the local language and all that, but you have to make sure that you are producing quality. And don't restrict yourself to one distribution channel. People are producing it and they're like, okay, I'm taking it on YouTube.
And that's it.
And that's what they uploaded there. People watch it, they have more subscribers. Then fine. And it's something that people are, but just produce the movie. Kunle is doing it in Nigeria. He's producing in his local language, and it is all there. He was here recently to shoot in Ghana, and he has Netflix support. Here in Ghana, there's this movie I watched from this guy, Obi, I've forgotten his name. It's called Pierre. It was done in Dagomba.
Okay.
I wish you watched that movie. It's a short movie, about 40 minutes. Beautiful movie. Very short, and now he's getting investors because of that. It's very powerful in a local language, and you love how he told the story. So it's not about the local language, it's about understanding that this is something I'm putting out there. It's not only about your work, you are also telling people about your country. You are telling people your story. So if you put anything out there, you are telling that this is what we are made of.
And also treat it as such.
Yes. And if you are putting anything out there, don't expect good returns from it. Because if you produce a quality movie, you take it to festivals. Through festivals, you get big people to see your movies. Through word of mouth, they will say, oh, we watched this movie here and all that. They can even, you can get through, that network can lead you to different cinemas across the globe. Now, you put your movie in the cinemas, you break the box office. That's another money. Still, some people have seen the movie, but still your movie is not out there. You can decide to take it to airlines. That's another distribution channel. You get money out there. You can decide to do pay-per-view. people subscribe to it and all that for a period. You take still the movie is all, and that's what there's a gentleman on the panel, I forgot his name. You can enjoy, you can get money from your
Multiple
movie
streams.
for over 15 years.
Yeah.
One movie. That's if you understand the distribution channels. But we don't.
Yeah.
We produce it and we see that, okay, let me do this. And okay, this year I did 5 movies. Yes, you did 5 movies. It's good. But let's look at what kind of movie. What movie did you do?
And I'm excited
about the
about that.
numbers.
You spoke about the issue of investments and people coming and seeing the works and picking them up. And that's one thing that I loved about this summit. There was a deal room session where individuals were pitching. So there were investors who will listen to you, and based on whatever you say, they get to support you. And usually most of these summits, you don't have those things happening. And so this one is more like, oh, let's just come and sit and talk and go. But you can also get access to these people by way of telling them what you have and what. But you see, the interesting thing is that, and Kunle mentioned this, and I was sad there, and Kunle talking about that. The movie people they made these things for, they didn't show up. I can count the number of producers and the number of directors and the number of actors and actresses were there. And it was sad to hear Kunle make an example of it.
Yeah.
And he said they were my friends.
He said,
I called them.
Even my friends, I called them. I told them that, yo, guys, I'm here. I mean, and they didn't show up.
I feel the energy put in movies is very low. It's very little. People want to just put out movies for putting out movies.
Yeah.
And that is where the problem is.
Yeah.
And again, I go back into the storyline and the lessons. When we watch Bollywood, we watch because of the lessons. There was a movie on Netflix that was trending like a month ago where there's a twist to the story. I've forgotten the title of the movie. The man had a daughter, and he was more or less like somebody who was struggling, and a car knocked down his wife and daughter. And there was another daughter there that he was protecting the daughter. Now, he protected the daughter, the car knocked them down, but there was a thief who felt the man was the one who went to tell the police about him. So came, raped the daughter, and left the daughter. So this man now goes back, not knowing that it was his daughter that the man adopted, because he thought his daughter had died.
Yeah.
You see the lesson?
Yeah.
You'll be glued to your television set for that. There's a movie on YouTube. It's about pastors, fake pastors, and all of that. You be glued to your television set. When you finish part 1, you watch part 2 because of the lessons. You watch our movies, there are no lessons. We are rushing. We are putting out movies. We are putting out nudity. We are putting out sex scenes just because we want to put out movies.
So that is the whole essence of the African Cinema Summit, you know. So the African Cinema Summit, more or less, like you said, is a gathering of filmmakers. And film is a collaborative art. Someone from the makeup industry, someone from the props and all that. We come together to understand the business aspect of it and also to know the gaps in our industry, especially for us, Africans, and dialogue on how we can overcome all these obstacles. And for 2 years, it has been amazing. Trust me, if you see the testimonies coming from different people from last year, you were there, you heard people talking about even the connections they made and the networking opportunities they got there. And that is why Kunle was saying that, you know, as we sit here, we all have our individual ambitions. As broadcast journalists, you want to go somewhere, but if you have one ministry manager or one agency managing all your ambitions, you may be satisfied at a point, but you may not be satisfied at a point. The industry or the agency may satisfy one in that filmmaker, but may not. But don't say that because I am not satisfied, I am. We need to come together, and that's what Kunle said. He said that for Nigerians, it's not that we don't fight. We fight. But when you bring it, we all go.
Once there's this thing for us,
we have to go and take it.
Aggressive.
We have to go and take it. When we take it, we come and fight. And that's it. It's for all of us. Africa Cinema Summit was organized, and we are privileged to have this, the first cinema summit in Africa. Done in Ghana. We are the pioneers.
And yet, in fact, people are not even
there. We're not there. Most of them were there. Some of them were there.
You could count them.
But we were expecting more. And now, I saw something, an interesting thing that was happening there. Now, the new generation, the Gen Zs of filmmakers, especially from the film school, you see how they were taking
very aggressive.
The summit serious, contributing to the discussion. And now you are there as a revered filmmaker not taking advantage of it. And these young people are now crazy with a lot of ideas.
I've seen their
and they are taking, they will come and take
better than you. You say, oh, the system is...
Oh, they have sidelined me.
Yes. Just last year, the kind of short movies that they did, some even got international recognition. They got nominated in, I think it was a Spanish film festival or something. So they are going far.
Yesterday, the movies that we watched at Silver Basin from these young people, and you can see that, yes, they are aggressive, they are in for it. And that is what we should look at, the brighter side of things. Definitely, this is a new authority. We started in 2009. You understand? 2019, sorry. 2019. 2019 is about almost 4 years or something like that. We are now pushing for an ally. You heard it. The minister said that we have submitted all the documents to him for the Shoot in Ghana policy, which include tax incentives. Like he was saying, someone wants to shoot movies, the equipments. You need to enable the environment for the person to feel that if I bring it, I will get some tax incentives here. You, as the media, what is your role? I have to make sure that I help you to promote our movies. So if there is a tax incentive for you, or rebate for you, that if you are promoting more local content and you are supposed to pay this amount, because of that you are paying this amount, don't you think all media people will push local content? And once that you are forced to push more local content, you go to local producers to produce the content for you, which means you would have to give them money to produce the content for you. Because now you realize that no, government has created the environment where if I push more local content,
I'm also
benefiting. So now it goes back to the producers. There will be demand on their movies, and now they will be forced to produce. And all these things are things that we are looking at. The Shoot in Ghana campaign. Now, Kunle was here. He brought only few people. A lot of the people on the sets in Cape Coast Botifos were Ghanaians.
And something people.
Ghanaians. That's employment.
Fela McCaffrey is English.
Fela McCaffrey was there. You know, promoting that. Because once you get here, you get talents here to do that. Now, Girls Trip 2 decided to come and shoot here. We are talking about $20 million budget. All they needed was tax incentive. And when they come here, can they bring all their cast and crew?
No.
And part of the policy, if you want that tax, you have to also get our local people in there.
Involved.
You understand? And then we get all these. So it's not a matter of staying and saying that, okay, this is what they are doing. I don't like it at this point, and so I'm taking myself out. Come, we need your ideas. Let's come on board. Let's all push it. Now the cinema development agenda is on. The Ghana Cinema Week is on. Now look at the African cinema. Now they are, let me tell you, Julia said it there. Idris Elba jumped on a plane and came to Ghana. And Idris, Julia said it there, so I can say it. Idris bought his own ticket.
Oh, wow.
She told me about that too.
Idris bought his own ticket to be here. Do you think someone like Idris Elba, he doesn't need your summit? So what has he seen and says that I will come
and be part of it?
Told his people, put me in there, and came all the way, and he was there for media interviews. He did about 3 hours of media. And that shows how, and he kept saying that we need this. I'm African, let's do this. And you are here, and you feel that it won't work for you. I think we should have a reset of mindset and know that, you know, the industry is for all of us. The industry is for all of us, for media people, for practitioners, for whoever is in the ecosystem. And the cinema thing helps everyone in the ecosystem. Trust me, the cinema is the largest distribution channel we have. And if we get our people to understand it, now look at this YouTube thing that is taking over Ghana. And now if you look at the movie industry, that's what is basically good. But if we try to educate them, get them to produce it well, put it together well, and even screen it before they release it. That's also another way of getting them to understand the culture and boost everyone there. And so that is what we are trying to say as an authority, that, you know, understand the distribution channels. Know that you don't need to only take your product to one market. There are different markets available, and there are different audiences. And if you are able to even understand them, that's where you even produce stories to target them, specifically target them, because you know specifically what you are producing. And that will also challenge you to produce good movies, because trust me, when you're taking your film to the theater, you can't just take any product to the theater. I don't know, but I'm tempted to say, we took some, as part of this cinema development agenda, we took some Ghanaian movies to the United Arab Emirates. We had a deal to exhibit it in some countries in United Arab Emirates. Trust me, the work we had to do on the movies before they could fit
the
standards there.
Wow.
And realized that no, there's a lot to, and these were good movies
Thought you thought it
we were
was
putting
good.
out
Yeah.
there. And they would come and tell you to go and work on picture, color grading, and all. We are back, and it was hectic. And sometimes, I don't know, maybe some people will come after me for saying this, but we had to do conference call, video call, and tell them. And sometimes we are even they are explaining to the editors and producers what to do, and they don't even understand.
And these are top people we are talking about.
And that is what we need to do. And that's what this cinema is for. So you come, Kunle is there, and you go close, and they were there. They were sharing numbers. How do you do it? How do I come on your set? I can be available. And you learn. And if you learn it, you use it in your own way. This is someone who has received funding to produce movies.
And he's ready to show you the way, actually.
And he said it there.
He said most of the things that you can actually do to get Netflix chasing you, not you chasing Netflix. You understand? So there's a work, right from the production, technical, and all of that. There's a guy that Kunle has been using a lot, and most of the Yoruba movies have been using him a lot, Hakim Effect. This guy can change anything to anything that you want on location. It's crazy. You understand? Such a person, if you're employing someone like that to come and do your job, before you are even done, you know that, oh, you have already...
Sorted.
You're sorted. You get it? And we are not even thinking about that. And those people will even show up for the summit. No.
But that problem...
See,
how do
it's sad, oh. For a foreigner to come and say, oh...
capacity building.
Capacity building. I think that as Ghanaians, our biggest problem is pride.
Yeah.
I've said it. It's pride. People want you to send them personal invitations before they come and take advantage of what they will benefit from. That's what people were hoping for. I'm a celebrity. I've done 20 movies. I've done this number of movies. So if they want me to be there, then they need to send me an invite before I show up.
Oh, boy.
And
that's where the problem is. Until we are able to kill our pride, to know that no matter where you are, you still ought to learn, we will still face these problems.
But I don't know, NFA. I don't know how widespread your invitation was to industry people. Because if we're talking about people not coming, we can also ask questions about if you maybe give them invitations. Because some people need to be invited.
Yeah,
obviously.
you know, for instance, you saw legendary Ivan Kwashiga there.
Yeah, Ivan was there. I saw him.
You understand?
Yeah.
Kawansa was there.
Yeah.
At a point
Yeah.
for the awards.
Yeah.
Just that the following day.
Even the day two, he was around.
You know, we send invitations out. You get it? And we have guilds, we have associations and all that. They make up the film industry.
Yeah.
And we send invitations out to them.
If I take to the head of film producers or
Now,
Actors Guild.
Now, let me take myself from the
individual
NFA
things.
and make this well, because let me take myself from the NFA. You are a media person.
Yeah.
You have a way of getting your information that's within your industry, right?
Yeah.
So now, let's say that you didn't even get an invitation. Let me play the devil's advocate. Is that an excuse for you missing out on an important event that happened in your country?
That you will benefit from.
That you benefit from.
I agree.
Do you get it?
Yeah.
Because you're a media person. You need to know that what is happening. And trust me, even media people were coming there.
More than
Media people were coming there. Like, they were there. And I know students who landed deals there. There, students, IFT students, who landed deals there. And at a point, one of the panelists was like, you know what? We are having a session. Most of you are outside. Come inside. Let's talk business. This is for Africa. He on the panel has to draw your attention to the fact that you are here to learn. So come in and come and sit and learn.
He that's coming to impact the knowledge.
You understand? So the whole thing is that I feel that, yes, we have problems. We admit our industry, we have problems. But that is why we are all here to work it out and make it work. You get it? Like I said, we have to massage our egos and know how to deal with it, because at the end of the day, it's benefiting us. Peter Sedufia said it right on he was on my panel. He said that listen, for me, I won't say the industry is dead. I am okay. He said it. He's good, very good. But I don't think he's the best in Ghana. We have so many other people like him here. We have a lot of talent here, which means that we can do well. So if you have about 100 of him saying that the industry is doing well, in a way, our industry will be doing well. Don't forget that per the UNESCO report, we are the second largest producer of content in Africa.
We as Ghana.
Ghana.
What is that? We as Ghana.
Ghana.
Let me
It will
sit
shock
down.
You want to say, well, you're wondering where South
Nigeria
Africa
is the first, and Ghana is the
Ghana
second.
is second.
So where's South Africa?
Nkrumah's Ghana. You're in Nkrumah's Ghana, sorry.
Akufo-Addo's Ghana.
Now, let's look at the fact that if you are channeling all this energy, and you know Nigeria is big, so definitely if you are doing the comparison, Nigeria is so big, you know, and if you are channeling all that energy into now making sure that we do the right things. Trust me, at first, Lewen will not shoot a movie and put it in the theaters or the cinemas. Now they are putting it there, and their attention is to make sure that they fill the cinemas, and they are even creating, they are improvising and creating their own cinema spaces. Now, how did he get to that level? Gradually, we are getting there. Fine, people were talking about the content and the quality and all that, but at least it's a first step.
We will get there. We will definitely get there. Gentlemen, thank you so much for being here.
Are we done already?
We are done.
Let me say big shout out to there's a movie that was screened. It's coming. It's called The Uprising. And it's supposed to be out on the 18th of October.
Okay.
And it's an incredible movie. Everybody want to watch that. Women on Strike.
I think it was showed at a...
it was screened over there a bit. So the trailer was shown and it's incredible. So
we showed the entire movie.
Yeah, you showed the entire movie. Yeah.
Okay.
It's coming out on the 18th of October. And you need to just watch it.
And I hear there's one point to come in.
On the 14th of November, there is the Ghana Fair coming your way. You don't want to miss it. From the 14th of November to the 17th of November, Made in Ghana Fair is back again. So if you want to participate, you can call 024-254-3398, 024-254-3398, or 050-023-8383. Call and be a participator, okay? Maybe you want to exhibit.
Made in Ghana Fair 2024. You know it's always exciting to be at Made in Ghana Fair. So, and it's proudly brought to you by Joy Prime. It's powered by our affiliates, Sense FM, Joy FM, Adom TV, Adom FM, all the entire multimedia platforms. We're powering this, and it's Made in Ghana. I just can't wait.